And we're live. Hello and welcome to the 180th episode of Heex Therapy Live. I'm your host, Maddie Allen. I've got a great show for you tonight. So hit the like and subscribe button. Thanks for being here. We're going to be talking about the Heex almost said the wrong one. We're going to be talking about the PulseChainConference.com, which is kicking off tomorrow. It's a 4-night event. 6 hours each night. And this is I am going to describe to you why I'm so excited about this event, probably succinctly, and then I will probably go into great detail. So, you're in the right place. Thanks for being here Thursday night. Heex Therapy Live.
It's from Maddie Allen of Heex Therapy Live. I like Maddie. Maddie tries to make the world a healthier place. He's a mental health professional. He's done research.
Big videos on sudden wealth syndrome.
There's nothing that a human being could do better than try and heal his fellow man.
Maddie Allen's got that covered. He does emotional, feel-good, mind management, emotion stuff, like, as his gig, because he's a therapist. That's what he does for a living. Like, he helps heal people.
All right. I'm so excited, guys, because we have this twice a year event coming up. And really it's once a year for PulseChain, but we do I do a Heex conference and a PulseChain conference once a year online, 4 nights. And the response that we got at the last Heex conference was a dream come true. We had 100 speakers. We had 220 YouTubers who set the world record for the most YouTubers on one screen at the same time. What else? I mean, we had the team of lawyers that Richard hired. They showed all their cards. And that was on the 4th day of the conference. That made everybody really happy. And, because Richard is battling the corrupt SEC, that's why you might imagine he's not been live streaming, even though he tweets almost every day, and we have a Christmas video from him. Some would say a hostage video, in quotes. So like the origin address, the God whale, they were smashing the buy button the last time. I'm not sure if the same thing is going to happen this time with the price, because that's that's sometimes the least of my worries, because I think that price follows community. I think that price follows what the builders are making and what the outreach looks like, the teamwork that makes the dream work. I think that's what drives the price in the end. And sometimes it's one Ethereum Genesis whale that it gets drawn into the community, and then thousands and thousands of more people are drawn in. And so it's really an exciting time, because I see right now at this time, some of the prices are up 10%, but that's not the part that I'm the most excited about. The part that I'm the most excited about is I am seeing an unprecedented level of cooperation and participation in this year's conference. In this conference in particular, we might break the all-time record that I've set in the past 4 years for the number of speakers. I'm still tallying up the final people who have signed up to speak. But yeah, it's really incredible how deep the roster is in this community of PulseChain and Heex. It's really incredible. And look, I can show you here. I was just pulling up YouTube a few minutes ago, and I saw that this super popular guy in Bitcoin, a Walker, he created the Bitcoin podcast. He's part of like the Bitcoin couple. They make like short videos, and they're super popular in Bitcoin. He started a podcast an hour ago, there were only 7 views on it, and there's only 10 likes. So this doesn't seem like some algorithm malfunction. Like, adoption is not strong in Bitcoin in the sense of like real community and people volunteering and donating their time, working together to build things. Bitcoin, it doesn't have development. It doesn't have a roadmap. It doesn't have dreams and goals other than selling out to the big banks. And that's fine. Go Bitcoin. I'm a Bitcoiner. I love the price of Bitcoin going up because the banks are buying. That's great. But I have greater hopes for crypto. And I think this isn't it. So at the same time, I've been streaming nonstop this past week. I streamed with Big Kurkowski, Hodprol, with Anders from Love.io. I streamed with Patrick, with Dollar Cost Crypto, and Charlie from Cultivate Crypto. And I streamed with Adam Stokes here. So I've just been so impressed by the amount of community building. I also did a stream with RH Max in the past week. I did that yesterday. It was so good. I'm going to upload it on my channel, even though it'll probably get less views than normal because it's a somewhat of a replay. It was that good of an episode that I'm like, even if there's 100 people who didn't see this, I want them to see it because we talked about some new pieces of the puzzle for Time Pays Me, for Future Us Win, and we talked about Telegram security, which is something everybody can up their game at. So yeah, this has been really incredible. And then of course, we've got the level of cooperation that's happening with the Pulse Chain Conference. And this is an early version of the final schedule. And since then, there have been like 20 or 30 people who have messaged me to sign up. And of course, they've filled out the survey, the speaker survey, which we were asking for. But look, there are 110,000 views on this tweet from Richard talking about the pulsechainconference.com. And so it's just really incredible to see how many people are coming together to speak. And whether people are speaking for a bunch of minutes, there's panels that are an hour long. Other people, they're speaking for 2 minutes, 3 minutes. Some people are just going to send in a 1-minute video. But the fact is that we've got about 90 to 130 people here who are wanting to participate. That's could set the all-time record. The previous high is 120 speakers. And I actually don't know if all of them showed up, but that was in, I think that was 2022 for the Heex Conference. So this is certainly going to be an all-time high for the 3 years. This is the third Pulse Chain Conference that I've done. We did the first one July 14th through 16th for the 1-year Sacriversary, which was the anniversary of the sacrifice date. And so that happened. The 1-year anniversary of the sacrifice date was on July 14th through 16th, 2022. Richard spoke at that one. Then last year we did a 48-hour stream. We did one from Miami and one from Austin, Texas. And one of those was dedicated to Pulse Chain. And then this year we've got the traditional 24 hours spread out over 4 days. Really exciting stuff. So all the speakers that are speaking tomorrow, I've messaged you today to remind you. And of course, the schedule was built kind of, on the fly. Not as much as last year, though. Like I said, there's been an unprecedented level of participation, which has me more excited than I've been for any conference ever. So check it out. If you applied to be a speaker, you're on the list. So just study the schedule carefully and make sure to show up to the green room 30 minutes early, and go to the speaker's Telegram room to get the link to join. sticker guy, Win, is the stage manager, so he will check you in. It's really important to test your lighting, your audio, and your video. There's a short list of people who are approved to like not show their face because they have a tradition of that, and so those people will be required to have like a logo on their screen, just like this. So we can look as professional as possible. And then all the speakers will also have a matching background, which looks really great when everybody's up on screen. So I already ran through all the speakers that are on the schedule. Since then, we've added Heex's Danny Dillon to the Buckamentals segment. We've added, apparently Patrick is sick for the Power of Ink keynote that he was going to give. And so we've filled in that with some other excellent talks that will be really great. Speaking of great King Daniel has been added to the schedule. So has Eco Builder under the speed round for tomorrow in hour 3. And then we've also added Par Excellence to the panel that's kicking off on Saturday evening in the first hour with Crypto 7, Crypto Stylist, and Hexfire.io. We've got, I've got definitely a special surprise. Yeah, there's going to be some really cool surprises at the conference. That's all I have to say at this time. But there's going to be some demonstrations of some new cool stuff that pretty much you can only do on Pulsion. And then we've got actually an updated donor for day 3. Is the sponsor is going to be gopulse.com, which is really exciting because that's one of my favorite, that's one of my favorite tools that exists. And then we also had support coming in that you guys will hear about in the surprise section on Saturday, if not before then. But there's some surprise news from Pateus and Love.io that are also brands that I love and engage with regularly. And then for the talk on Monday, on Sunday, day 3, we've also added not only GoPulse, but we've added Randy Hilarski as one of the spots there. And then on Monday, we're going to have Bristology and Kinetics at the end of the first hour. This day 4 is sponsored by 9inch.io. Shout out to them. They're building with a fervor. And day 1, the sponsor is Liquid Loans, of course, which I speak about regularly. In hour 2 of day 4, we're going to have RH Max. Finally got him on the schedule, lining up. I know he was doing a meetup, so that's why we didn't have him on there originally. And then we have Axis Live doing a talk on Monday, too, about Hart's Law, which is going to be one to catch for sure. And then, so pretty much all the TBA spots, they've been filled in, except maybe the last hour of day 3. And so that's going to be really exciting. And they'll all know why it's called Pulse Chain eventually. That's right. We got tons of people watching, way more than the Bitcoin show that's going on right now. So there you go, folks. How cool is that? I also wanted to highlight some like really incredible things that are happening in the community right now before I sign off and get back to planning the conference. Because as I said, I've already notified all the speakers who are speaking tomorrow, but there have been, 10 or 20 or more people who have joined, who want to join to give a 1 minute, 3 minute, or 5 minute talk. A lot of builders. We also added Fast Abdul to day 2. We added 0x Coast and Magic Carpet Ride to day 2. And there's a lot more in my queue. And so if you filled out the survey, you get, so I'll be in touch about when that opportunity will most likely be on day 2. So what's been going on in the, well, Brandon, aka Rags to Riches, they just went to a Donald Trump event, and they got quoted in a bunch of really big crypto news articles because they're out there asking what the policy is going to be, and figuring out where these politicians stand on everything. And so that was actually a really big deal, because normally Hex and Pulse Chain get gate kept, but now it seems like we won't go away, and finally some of the gates are falling. 9mm launched their V3 Uniswap fork today on Pulse Chain, and they seem to be doing well with strong liquidity and that kind of thing. So congrats to that team. Pulse Domains is teasing a big update that's coming, something really cool. So I wouldn't be surprised if they speak tomorrow night in one of the 20-minute spots that have been created where the keynote had to be filled in. So that's super exciting, because that's one of my favorite projects on Pulse Chain, and I'm actually setting up something for the speakers so that they'll have a way to participate with that for free. As I said, Cointelegraph picked up on Brandon Davis, aka Rags to Riches, his debrief video on the Trump interactions that he had, getting quoted for his questions and answers about crypto. Also, Rags to Riches and Funding Jim are both doing consultations on an app called Minnect, Minnect, I believe. And that's created by Patrick Bet David, who's like a famous YouTuber outside of crypto. And these guys, they're doing some sort of challenge. And so I signed up yesterday to do like a $10 text message consultation with them to move them up higher on the leaderboard, because there are a lot of public figures and our guys are at the top of the list already, or very close. So they need our support. And so anybody who looks at my tweet from yesterday can see where to go to support them. Yeah, and so it's really exciting what's happening in the community. As I said before, I'll just reiterate, I'm seeing unprecedented cooperation and teamwork for this year's conference, and that that makes me really bullish. I really believe that when our community shines, and when we do things that have never been done before in crypto or haven't been done in a long time, that's when the rest of the world catches up, and people really get to see all the benefits of teamwork. So with that being said, you guys, the pulsechainconference.com is starting tomorrow, and I have a lot of planning to do to make sure that the next 4 days go really smoothly. So shout out to everybody who is speaking. Thank you for communicating and, making those communications efficient. You've been sent a Telegram room to join for the speakers so that you can know where to go and what to do. You have a special background that's been created for you. And so, tomorrow evening is going to come very quickly, and, this is going to be one of those times. There are a lot of people who only watch a couple times a year because they set it and forget it. They're long-term investors. And so we see lots of whales and sharks and dolphins come out of the woodwork and support the ecosystem whenever these conferences happen. So I'm really blessed and feeling really honored to be hosting again this year. So with that being said, go ahead and hit the like and subscribe button. Share this out. This has been the 180th week in a row you've had Heex Therapy Live on a Thursday night. So until next time, stake wisely, my friends, and peace out.
It's from Maddie Allen of Heex Therapy Live. I like Maddie. Maddie tries to make the world a healthier place. He's a mental health professional. He's done research.
Big videos on sudden wealth syndrome.
There's nothing that a human being could do better than try and heal his fellow man.
Maddie Allen's got that covered. Does emotional, feel good, mind management, emotion stuff like as his gig because he's a therapist. That's what he does for a living. Like he helps heal people.
Oh, hey, I almost forgot to talk about my own thing. I have a free claim going on. You can find the details in the link in the description below, pinned in the live chat. And then there's also a sacrifice that is going on for another 11 days. And that is for the freedom to sign. The details are in pinned on my Twitter and in the description below under sacrifice. The same number of people that saw Richard's tweet about the conference, 109,000 people. It was also 109,000 people that saw the tweet about the sacrifice that I was doing, which is incredible. That had huge reach. There are apparently exactly 109,000 people who care about crypto on Twitter, and that's where the algorithm is hitting. So go ahead and check that out. Participate as you will. I'm encouraging family and friends to participate in one or both of these activities of free claiming and sacrificing. So go ahead and check that out. Until next time, peace out.